Hey amigos, this is Ignacio Lopez and you are listening to Comedy Sheep's Side Gig. This week I'm chatting with Dani Johns, a good friend of mine, very funny comedian from Bristol, which is kind of like the most Welsh part of England. We chat about rubbish retail jobs, Yorkshire puddings, and of course, she's a comedian, so we talk about shit gigs. Let's do it. Dani, thank you for doing this.
Oh, thanks for having me.
First question, who the fuck are you?
A legend.
A legend. How would you describe your job to a 5-year-old?
I say rude things. Oh wait, was there a word count?
No.
Oh, okay, I panicked then. I got confused over the 5-year-old and like the
You thought it was
word
be 5 words.
Yeah, no, okay. I say rude things for money.
So you actually kept it nice and concise as well. That's great.
Close, that was close.
Yeah, not far off. So how long have you been doing comedy for?
I started in 2019,
Right.
so 7 years, but I like to preface it with when I started, because then I'm like, don't forget there was like the pandemic and there was a few breaks and stuff, so
Sure.
I'm actually doing a little bit better than that time frame.
Great, yeah.
Like amazing time better, because I'm like, I have to take some time off.
With, before you were doing, what was the job you were doing before you started doing stand-up?
So I used to work in TV production.
Okay.
Yeah, freelancer. I have never enjoyed being financially stable, I guess.
Creative though, freelancing for TV production?
Freelance, they're not creative. I was a production coordinator, so I got to do all the boring stuff. So I started doing dramas, and then I moved into natural history. So a lot of that was like risk assessments that involved snake bites and customs documents, so you could take a bloody telescope to Namibia, like whatever, like ridiculous far-flung places. So it was very boring, and that was actually kind of why I started doing comedy, because I felt like my day job was organising stuff for other people to go off and experience something amazing and have fun and get to, hang out with David Attenborough and see all these crazy things. And I was booking their flights and doing all the paperwork. So I was like, I actually feel like I've got a bit of spark here. Like, I don't want to be doing that, because that's hard. Like, it sounds amazing, but it's hard work.
I don't want to take a telescope to see a snake in Namibia. What are you talking about?
No, and I sleep in a tent for 7 months. No, thanks, get lost. So that kind of was when I was like, what should I do? And then I was like, people always find me quite funny, so go give that a go.
Did anyone tell you should do stand-up before you did it?
Yeah.
Whom?
It was somebody I was working with, actually. So it was like at the Christmas party, and we were like at the venue, whatever, and I was just telling a story. I don't know what I was doing, obviously just being an icon. And they were like, oh, you're so funny, like you should be a comedian. And I'd had like a few beers, so I was like, do you know what? I've always wanted to do something like that, actually. And they were like, yeah, girl, like calm down, just go do it. And I was, again, like, what does that even mean, go do it? And funny enough, they had actually been to a few open mic nights in Bristol, and they were like, Dani, there's literally open mic nights in Bristol, you can go to them. And I didn't even know the concept of that, because in my mind I was like, well, open mic nights are in like Hollywood films with a guitar in a coffee shop. What are you talking about?
So you got yourself a guitar.
Yeah. I broke it immediately. Just smashing it up, that's what you do as a rock star.
Who was it that, do you want to tell me their name? Do you remember their name?
Yeah, no, it's a friend of mine, his name's Ryan, so he was my manager at the time.
Wow.
Which was, oh no, he wasn't my manager yet, he was one of the managers, and then a year or two later I moved and I worked with his team, but actually, yeah, at that time.
So credit really lays with him for just giving you that spark of like, I could do this for a...
Yeah, this is all his fault.
Were you just really bad at your job and he was like, we need to get her something else?
Yeah, he was like, please, stop booking Ryanair. They don't even go to Johannesburg.
There's 16 connections on this journey, Dani. What are you doing to them?
I saved you 50p.
I mean, that admin's got to be super useful for stand-up, I think, in logistics of planning where you're going to go.
Yeah.
What's the furthest you've been for a gig?
Where's the furthest I've been? Like Saltburn Way. Where's that? Saltburn?
Yeah, that's up close where I was last night. It's like Middlesbrough direction, Stockton-on-Tees and Saltburn is there.
All I remember, it was about a 5 or 6 hour drive.
Yeah.
From where I live. But yeah, I think so. Oh wait, no, I've been abroad. What am I about?
I was going to say, like, I was thinking that. How far have you been? Should I... Another part of the UK?
I was thinking of like the worst drives. I was like, God, that was such a long drive. But no, I've done a couple of Spain gigs in Spain and Gibraltar once. And then this year I've got my first cruise. Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm doing Norway later in the year.
Amazing. Fjords with P&O?
I think so, but it's with Manfords. So Manfords of it will be with them. So I'm gonna be working on some new stuff.
Yeah, you'd be surprised. It's the crowd on these things are very similar to a weekend comedy club anyway. The age range is slightly elevated. Like it's not quite as much of a cliche as everyone thinks. It's going to be like a retirement home at sea. Like they're not really that. No.
I love older people anyway. Like that's not.
They have money.
They have money, and like I'm always open to getting a sugar daddy one day. Like it'll be fine. I'm looking forward to it. But talking about the organisational thing, right? So now I've got that coming up in September.
Yeah.
I've made myself a star chart because I want to polish my set, and I also want to change a few bits just to make it a little bit more generic, holiday style-y stuff. So I've made a star chart. This is like, so the organisation of that job just works. So
you're rating, the star chart is rating your own material?
No, so the star chart is like every week from now until the cruise, and then there's a W for writing, and then an E for editing, and then a P for performing.
You're giving yourself little rewards.
Yeah, and then like a little line. So every week I have to do at least one of those things.
Great.
So write the bit and then whatever, and then I can write in there.
How's it going?
It's week one. It genuinely is week one. I did write some new stuff this week.
Go start for you.
Yeah, I know. Exciting.
What were you how did you get into TV production?
So that was what I wanted to do. That was my thing. And again, if I'm totally honest, like when I was younger, I would have loved to have done comedy or acting or presenting, like anything. Like I loved all that kind of stuff, but I just didn't think it was a viable job. Like working class mate, we don't have those. Yeah. We just don't even think other things.
There's no course for running
you don't
production.
Get to ring your dad and go, hey, who's your mate that is a director, or who's your mate that's an actress? Give me some tips. You know what I mean? So I went to uni. I did English Lit and creative writing. And then part of the creative writing course was script writing. So I started doing script writing, and then I realised that I found it quite boring because you sit on your own all day writing, and I like being out with people. So then I started doing some production classes, and then I was like, oh, this is cool. I like being in charge of stuff, making stuff happen, and I like being with people. So that was then my goal was to get into TV, and I just did loads of work experience, and then I got a job working on reception at a post-production house.
Where was this?
In Bristol.
Yeah.
So they had post-production, but they also had like kit hire. So people would come in before or after the filming. And one guy, a producer came in and he was hiring a load of camera equipment. And I was just like, oh, I really want to work in TV. Like, please give me a job. And he was really sweet. And he was like, I've got one job, but it's a camera trainee. Like, are you interested in like camera and tech and stuff? And I was like, yeah.
Just blagging anything. Like I will do anything.
Yeah, because I was like, I need a foot in the door. I don't know anybody. Like, give me a chance. And then spent a couple of months as a camera trainee. I had to drive, I think it was like a 3.5 ton truck. Like it was quite a big. I don't think it was legal because I was like 21. And I'm pretty sure you have to be.
What was in the truck? Just camera gear.
Loads of camera gear.
Lights and stuff.
And like track and like bits and bobs and like magliner trolleys and like big stuff.
As the trainee, were they making you assemble all this crap as well?
Not so much because they very quickly learned that I knew nothing.
Sure. It's probably like a union job as well, right? Like, where's your union credentials? And you're like,
oh yeah. I later on learned, like once I started doing production myself, that I was so underpaid. I shouldn't have been on that truck, like whatever. But the guys who I worked with were really sweet and they were nice and like whatever. But it was nuts. Like I was working 12 hours on the set. And then it wasn't studio based, it was a location. So I would then, wherever the next day's location was, I would drive the truck and then I'd have to get a taxi home, which they paid for. But I would do a 12-hour day. I might then drive 40 minutes to a random car park with all the other truckers who parked up trailers and stuff, and there'd just be me like, hi guys. Yeah. And then get like a taxi home, which might be another 40 minutes.
This is great training for comedy though. Like
having a shit life.
Ending up, long drives or ending up in like a car park with a bunch of men, It's like,
I mean, I do it 4 nights a week now, so it's not even dogging, it's just like admin and travel. Rude.
Were there any disasters while you were working in this job? Were there any points where you're kind of like, oh, I messed up here, I shouldn't be doing this?
Yeah.
What did you do?
Day one.
Did no star on the star chart for that one?
Oh, I did not star chart any of that job. I ended up being really good at what I did, but I was not meant to be on set.
Okay.
So literally day one, there was we call them magliners, like these big trolley things, and they have all the equipment on, and they've kind of got like a felt, like a metal tray, and then it's kind of like felt, so stuff you can put a lens on it, it's not going to roll around, whatever.
Yeah.
Luckily there was nothing on it, but I just left it outside, and it pissed down, and then they went to put everything on it, and they were like, Daddy, and I was like, oh, that goes in the truck. And they were like, yeah. Like, actually how they put up with me. I really tried my best, but I just didn't know. And I remember one day, like, I didn't have the gear either. Like, everybody was in, like, waterproofs, North Face, everything. And there was one day we did they call it a continuous day, where you just don't have a lunch break. So what they do is the food van comes to the set, gives you some food, but you don't actually break, you just eat and whatever. And there's one day, it was January, I was soaking wet, it was freezing cold, we were in a graveyard, and I was just stood there with a polystyrene tub of like pasta that was becoming waterlogged. And I was just like, fuck this. Like, I am not meant to be on set. I need to go back in the office.
A cemetery where careers come to die. You know,
yeah, it's literally just like, no. But I did that. I also remember one day I went to get the director of photography, who was like my boss. He'd missed breakfast because he was busy and had to do stuff. And he was like, oh, we were in town. And he was like, oh, can you just go get me a bacon egg sandwich? And I was like, yeah, of course I can. Like, that was part of my job. And so I couldn't find a cafe. I don't know why. It was just, we were in a weird part of town and there just was nothing was open. It might have been really early, to be fair. Can't remember. Anyway, I went and found somewhere, ordered this bacon egg sandwich, and I could see the lady making it, and she was like whisking up the pan, and I was trying to look at her, I was like, what's she doing? And I was like, oh, sorry, like, just checking, like, is a bacon and egg sandwich, yeah? And she was like, yeah. And her arm kept going like this, and then I was like, she's scrambling the egg. That's so weird. And then I was like, do I tell her? Like, she runs a cafe. She must know better than I did. So I didn't say anything. I got back to the set and I gave it to him. And he was like, oh my God, thank you so much. I've been here since 5 a.m. I'm so hungry. And he went to this and I went, for some reason it's scrambled egg. And he just went, oh. And he just like gagged into it.
Did it all just spill out of the side of the bath as well?
Yeah, it was just and he was just like, okay. And I was like, I don't know why. And he was like, it's fine.
Also, I left it out in the rain. I hope that's not a problem.
It's been in my pocket all day getting wet.
What was your go-to when you were working in the office? What was your go-to lunch on something like that?
Well, when I did dramas, there was like sometimes catering. But otherwise, if you were in the office, like, you just made do, really. There wasn't like a good lunch. When I moved to like natural history, I ended up going into the town, like moved into Bristol city centre, and then I was obsessed. I still am obsessed with a place called Chili Daddy. Have you heard of Chili Daddy?
No.
Oh my God. Okay, so I got very distressed at one point because it went public that they had like a 1-star food hygiene. Anyway, it's back. They've got it back up. It's fine. Okay. But it's just really good. They just do like, there's like 6 things on the menu. It's just like a noodle hot pot or like a rice hot potty thing and like tofu, and it's all like Chinese street food style stuff.
If it's got that lower rating, typically it's something like they didn't file something in time. You know, it's not a case of like rats crawling through the ceiling or anything.
Yeah, I read the whole report because I was like, I still want to go. I just want to know that I'm going with the right information.
Yeah, of course.
And it was somewhat like, I don't know. So I was like, yeah.
You're like, yeah, next natural history thing we're filming the wildlife in Chili Daddy.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
Is that the first job you got when you came out of school then?
No, oh my God, no. Before that I worked in Staples, used to be a stationery shop.
Really? I know Staples, yeah.
I used to work at a radio station doing like promotion stuff.
Were you in like the print section in Staples or just the kind of shelves?
The print, like the tills, but also like the print station.
I used to love Staples.
It was a nice little job, to be fair.
Yeah.
Me and my friend worked there. It was both of us. She's like one of my best mates, and she still is the same. We both got the same job, and we used to do. I would do Saturdays, she would do Sundays, but Thursday evenings we got together, and it was just the best. It was just 2 stupid 16-year-old girls and a very worn-out manager, just like.
What were the customers? I only know it from this side of the counter, but what was it like you working there? Like what were the customers like for Staples?
Very average, really. Yeah, nobody really stood out. They were all quite nice. Lots of like students getting their dissertation printed and bound. A couple of times we had like, I think Ardman came in once, and I think they was a bit like, we should be doing this, but our like printers broke down. They copied some like storyboards and stuff. And
wow! They were, like, so you got to see them.
Yeah.
That's exciting.
Yeah. I also did. I set fire to the place once a little bit.
What?
It didn't catch fire. Oh, okay, so sometimes we would return stuff and they'd ask us to try and fix it, which was just like, what, as if. So somebody brought back a shredder and it was jammed full of paper, and me and another girl, she was a little bit older than me, she might have been 18, and we were trying to get it out, and then she was like, "Oh, I got an idea. Let's get some can air." So she got can air and sprayed it into the shredder, and it just went boom and like exploded.
Oh my God.
And it was brilliant because the CCTV was just this massive flame, and us like whoa. Like it didn't touch us, but it looked.
Oh, was it like freeze frames almost of you doing it?
Yeah, because it was 2008.
Not 24 frames a second or whatever. It was like
like 2008 CCTV. So yeah.
That would make a good show poster, I think. With the flame from the shredder. So you went, you said Staples. Ever work in bars and stuff like that?
Yeah, I worked at Louisiana, nice pub in Bristol, one of my favourite places ever.
Still open?
Still open, yeah.
Did you set anything on fire there?
The family. No, I don't think I really cocked anything up there.
Okay.
Luckily, because my dad's been going there like his whole life, and he used to take me there when I was little. Like we'd go on a Sunday and have a roast there, so they're like my family. And I had like my 18th there, and like loads of stuff for that. So
were you drinking there before your 18th?
No, because it was like my dad was there. It was like my dad. It was like the family friend pub, not the like get away with it pub.
I did. I shared an 18th birthday with a friend of mine. We both turned 18 like 2 days apart, and we did it in the pub that we've been drinking at for 2 years before. It was like, so hiring it was like, can we book out this space for a party? He's like, yeah, absolutely. Right then he was like, what's the occasion? Oh, birthday party. Ooh, how old? 18. He like closed the book. He was like, you've been drinking here for years. Yeah.
I used to go out with a friend of mine's ID, so she didn't really look that similar to me, but like in like a passport photo style, we looked like the same. Do you know what I mean? We were just like girls in the 2000s that had the blonde straight side fringe and a nose ring and a nose stud, and that was like enough that we looked the same in a photo.
Imagine he was like, that nose ring's on the other nostril.
No, literally, she would go in, she'd go into the smoking area, she'd smoke, and then she would just drop it and kick it under the fence, and then I would pick it up and go around the corner and go
It's like a great escape trick or something, kind of like a heist movie or whatever.
Just pretend you're like scratching your ankle under there, and then you drop something, pick it up. And then I remember the week I turned 18, and it was the first time, the same club we always used to go to, first time I went with my own ID, they had changed the procedure, and they'd installed these great big TV screens at the security check-in, and so they scanned every single person's ID, so the photo of you came up massive, and then they would really look at it and really look at you.
Wow.
And they did it, and I was literally like
not today.
If you'd have done this a week ago, I'd have been in trouble, but that is me, sir.
And you saw it on the big screen, you thought, that's where I belong one day, is on a screen.
On a security.
I'll be a TV star one day. CCTV. What was so you were 18 when this happened, when you went into this nightclub. Do you remember which club it was? Bristol one?
There was a night, I can't remember, it's changed so much now. I don't know what it's called, but the night was called Propaganda, and it was like the indie emo night.
Okay.
On Wednesday.
That was your vibe back then, indie emo?
Yeah, indie emo, but like pop, anything really. Like anywhere I could get in. It was that or like...
Anywhere you could get in.
It was that or the gay bars. I used to go to gay bars a lot.
Just like a workman's club, they're just like the only place you can get in.
Play darts, whatever, mate. But yeah, no, the gay bars were good as well, because I remember, I think it was like a Wednesday as well, you used to buy, there was one called Flamingos, and you used to buy a wristband. I want to say the wristband was like a tenner, and that was your entry and drinks all night. It was either a tenner or might have been 20 quid, but like we'd be there all night.
Kids don't even know. It was like the all-inclusive nightclub experience. Yeah, you could go. There was one in Pontedau where my mum lives. They did like all you could drink after that. I mean, the drinks were dog shit.
Yeah.
You know, they weren't even like Smirnoff Ice. It was like the knockoff version of Smirnoff Ice.
I literally remember having like these orangey alcohol pop things, and every time I was sipping them, I'm thinking like, it tastes like sick in my mouth. Like every time you'd see them open it, it'd be fresh. You'd be like, yeah, but they'd be free, or they'd be like £1.50.
It shouldn't taste the same way going in as it does coming out, you know?
It tastes like
that bile?
WKD.
No, that's WTF. WTF. Yeah. You've done a bunch of stuff then. So from school you worked in Staples, you worked in a bar, TV production, anything else? Any other lines of work?
I had a really cool job title once. I was a heart angel.
A heart angel?
Yeah, do you want to guess what a heart angel is?
Heart angel. It sounds like somebody who like delivers body parts for the hospital or something.
Oh my God.
Like, we got the heart angel in, like, stat, come on, let's go. I just got it over
and
to
I
you.
just run in with the soaking wet trolley that I left outside, like, I got it, guys, I got it. Stat,
I left the coffee on the heart for a while. I hope that's okay.
Scrambled egg.
What's a Heart Angel?
So I used to work for Heart Radio, Heart FM.
Okay.
And they had like a promotional street team called the Heart Angels.
Yeah.
And so we would go out and just do random stuff. Like sometimes we it was weird. We'd go to like supermarkets and just give out car stickers that had the heart. I mean, who wanted them? Nobody. But other times we'd go to like the balloon fiesta and we'd do free face painting for kids. We'd go to like Christmas events and again do like face painting, like anything just in the uniform to be like, listen to Heart Radio, it'll be cute.
The balloon fiesta, because I've not been. Spectacular? Good fun?
Oh, that's such a hard question for me right now.
Is it boring? What?
As a Bristolian, I want to tell you it's incredible.
Yeah.
And I think it's lost its way.
But the reality is, how is it lost its way?
I think it's become very like commercialised and crappy.
I think it'd be like, it's gone woke.
They put up rainbow flags. Not even
Too many colours in these balloons, all right? We don't like it.
It used to be, but I've gone like nearly every year my whole life, and I love it. And I used to, especially when I was younger, when you're a teenager, like it was brilliant, and the balloons are amazing. But I think the last couple of times I've gone, it's like it used to be very like indie, like you'd have all these different stalls, and there'd be like somebody come from Cornwall with their cheese shop, and they're selling their cheeses. And
I think you meant like with a balloon.
Oh yeah, the balloons are like doing all their thing.
Like selling cheeses from the balloon. Who wants a cheese?
Just chucking baby bells. Just there. Yeah, brilliant.
That would make a great balloon, a baby bell balloon, I reckon. Yeah.
Sure, there's probably been one. There's been kind of everything. But yeah, there used to be like, there's stalls and food and rides and all this stuff. And it just used to be quite quirky and like independent. And now it'll be the same like generic, like every festival you go to, it's like noodle bar, whatever. And then like the last couple of times they've just been literally 10 of the same noodle bar, 10 of the same whatever. And it's so expensive now. But I think that's probably the same with like a lot of festival stuff really, isn't it? But... So I feel mean saying that on behalf of Bristol, but it's worth it because like it's spectacular. Especially you go to the glow, the night glow is really cool. They do like music and they light them all up in the dark and
That's
stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
What? When is the festival?
August.
See, it's not going to happen.
Yeah, Edinburgh.
Yeah.
You going to the Fringe this year?
I am going for the full month. Yeah.
Good for you.
When's the last time you went? We're saying good for you. That's something like really kind of pointed.
Well, it's just an endurance test, isn't it?
It is an endurance test, yeah.
Enjoy. I'm going for a few days. I'm going for like a Monday to Friday, but just to have fun, just to actually try and enjoy it and not, run around like a lunatic.
Every year I say I'm never going to do Edinburgh again.
Yeah.
Usually partway through Edinburgh, and then like somebody telling themselves they're not going to drink alcohol again.
Yeah.
After a couple of weeks, you think, I could have a drink.
Yeah.
Why not? Just a little sip.
I'm like, yes.
And now I'm doing the full month again.
I agree.
When are you going up? Which week do you know?
Like the 20th, around that time.
I'm going to miss my birthday. It's on the 8th. Never mind.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's a big one. 40th.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Bloody hell.
Yeah.
Excited?
No. Doing a show on my birthday is going to be weird at the Fringe, but yeah, I did.
You're going to have a party up there though?
We're going to do some kind of stuff. My family are coming up. They've never been to the Fringe before, which will be fun. So it'll be exciting. So you've been doing comedy for 7 years then, started in 2019. When did you go to the Fringe first?
I went in, I think, 2022.
Yeah.
I did a split show. It was technically 3 of us, but there was always 2 of us each night. So it was me, Jessie Nixon, and Millie.
I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah, I called it Dumbbells. That was that was the best.
Yeah.
Like that was such a good time. That was my first time going to the Fringe. I just felt like this, literally we had a free show in the corner of a pub with a curtain on it, and I felt like Britney Spears.
Was it Southsiders? That was it called? Yeah, I remember.
I felt like an absolute superstar. Like it was the best thing ever. Like it was, honestly, we had so much fun. We all got on really well. We stayed in the same flat. Like it was just, I loved it.
If you go up with a team, like the first year I went up was like a compilation. We're all sharing a house and stuff together, and it's just so much better than being a broken human being like a week in or whatever.
It got like worse each time I went. So the second time was really good as well, to be honest. So second year, it would have been 2023, I think. I went up and I did best in class, so I was part of like the working class showcase. That was brilliant. But again, I'd kind of stepped into that mindset of then being like, comedy could be a job, and I just did so many compilation spots, and I think I took it all a bit seriously, and part of me is like, you should have had a bit more fun around the show. And then the next year I did a whip cringe, and that felt like work. That was 2 weeks of just...
So the year before last, I went up and I averaged 9 shows a day.
That's insane.
Yeah, and that's including a solo show, a kids show, and the compilation show that I was running myself. So 3 full shows myself, and then all the rest were like compilations.
Are you well?
I am pretty sure I'm dead. I don't think this is reality. I think
This is a dream.
We're all floating off in that balloon fiesta in the sky, you know?
This is psychosis. You're actually in like some sort of care home.
Yeah, and I thought, what could I do with my time? Let's start a podcast as well and talk to comedians and that as well. All kinds of people. What's the worst gig you've ever done? You can name it and we'll bleep it out as well if you want. We do, because this Comedy Sheep podcast, we put a sheep sound.
Oh yeah, no, I don't care. The worst gigs I've done aren't even proper gigs, do you know what I mean? So like I did one early on at a place called Turbo Island. Have you ever heard of
Turbo Island?
It's a patch of grass.
That's Turbo Island sounds like a kind of like them trying to rebrand like Peter Pan's like for a new generation, you know, like it's like as if, is it Never Island? Is that what it's called? Where Neverland?
Neverland.
It's like as if Neverland was sponsored by by Mountain Dew.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah.
Turbo Land. Is that what it's called? Turbo
Island.
Turbo Island. Okay.
It's literally a street corner. Like it's literally a street corner in Bristol, which has got a patch of grass.
And this was a gig on a patch of grass.
So, dear Henry Palmer of Bristol, who runs the People's Comedy, lovely man, but he has some bonkers ideas, and he's very community minded. He does a lot of charity stuff, and he's very like.
What a piece of shit!
I know, right? He loves doing.
What's he hiding?
But he put on a couple of outdoor gigs that he wanted to raise money for a homeless charity.
Okay.
And he thought what would be a great idea would be to do it where the homeless people hang out.
Okay. Yeah, sounds troublesome.
We did that. And it was me and a bunch of guys. I was the only girl, and afterwards I was literally like, I feel like we're the cast of It. Like I'm the one girl with these like 6 boys, and we're all just traumatized, and we're gonna have to meet up in 20 years and talk about what happened.
Yeah, only you're all clowns.
Yeah, we're all the clowns. Literally,
if we are the clowns. It
was insane. So he like, bless him, Henry like brushed up like glass off the floor and put some picnic blankets down.
Oh, bless.
And then just invited people, and it was some people. Mostly it was just people not in their right mind.
Was it amplified, or were you just open air?
Speaker and everything. Okay. And then I'd only been going like not very long, like probably the first year. And this woman, bless her, she went, do some jokes about Boris Johnson. And I was like, I don't know any, I haven't got any. And she went, well, I fucking have. And she came up and she grabbed a microphone and kind of pushed me out of the way. And then just rage shouted into the microphone.
I was about to say, these weren't jokes, were they? No, she just used the C word a lot. And
then she gave me back the microphone and it was all damp where she'd like spat all on it. And I was just like, oh no. Yeah. So probably that one.
Turbo Island. So is that an annual thing now? Is it happening this year?
I don't think it's ever happened again. Although I wouldn't be surprised if Henry brought it back.
So sometimes I think, especially charity ideas like that, can go horribly wrong when you try and involve the people that it actually benefits directly. Like I've done a few where they've taken us like into a hospital and things, and you're performing for people, you know, and you're trying your best to cheer them up, but it's very difficult, you know. And like a homeless charity as well.
Well, there's a reason nobody does care home comedy, is there? You know.
And I've done a gig in a care home, and it was they are one of the most brutal audiences I've ever performed for in my entire life. They don't give a shit anymore, do they?
They just call you Manuel.
Yeah, pretty much. Do you know what? That same care home, I swear to God, they had the Fawlty Towers experience in there as well. They had the full like production.
They probably were. Are you the waiter?
Yeah. 2 weeks early, love. No, I'm not. That's not me. Have you ever? So you've worked in a bar. Have you ever done any kind of service industry stuff? Like as in restaurants? Yeah.
No
serving food and stuff. You're very lucky.
No, I mean, well, we had a carvery at the pub. So on Sundays, I served a carvery.
Okay. Did you slice it all up as well? Are you doing that?
So my boss, Gianni, absolute legend. It was his 80th birthday, like a year or so ago. He's lush. He's like my Sicilian adopted granddad. He's leg. So he was in charge of meats and all food. Like nobody allowed to prep. Nobody had to touch anything. He, very strong-minded Italian man, he did it his way. And it was always fantastic. And he always went for it. Like, again, it was years ago now. You're talking 2012, maybe. And it was like a tenner. But he'd get a turkey, he'd get a gammon, he'd get a beef, he'd get a lamb. So he was on that, and then I would scoop the veg.
Sure.
And put people's gravy.
Anyone ever complain about their portions?
No, we were generous.
Yeah. You're like, look, we're not putting up with complaints. Just take it all.
They're feeders. Like he used to. So we had like loads of brilliant bands over the years. Like literally, like they're amazing. The family book the music with their son Meg, and he's great at finding people early on. And they've got all the posters around the venue, and they've literally had like Kaiser Chiefs, The Killers, Amy Winehouse. They've got photos of the family with Amy Winehouse and Scissor Sisters and stuff. And then Scissor Sisters came back like a year later and specifically were like, can you get Gianni to do the meatballs again? Because he used to cook for all the bands.
Wow.
And then it was brilliant because then you'd come on shift and he'd come up to me and be like, hey, look in the fridge before you go. And I'd be like, yay, thanks, Jan. And there'd be like a portion that you'd put in a box and write Dani on it. And I was like, I love you. Like, thanks.
We don't get that in comedy.
No. Nobody feeds you. Do you know what, the amount of times I have to be like, is there some water for the green room, please?
Yeah. Well, it's the amount of times, I don't ask for my riders, like, very stripped back and simple when I go on tour and stuff. But even at comedy clubs, I'm like, you can give us a free drink.
Oh, yeah.
The amount of times I've gone up to the bar and go like, oh, hey, is there any discount on drinks? Just discount. And expect them to go have a drink on us.
Yeah.
But yeah, a few times recently I've gone up and say, oh, is there any discount drinks? No.
Yeah.
All right, guess I'm paying £8 for a pint just for me to take on stage and look like I drink more than I do.
Yeah.
That's the dumb thing.
It's mad.
Yeah. What do you drink on stage? Do you take a drink up with you?
No.
No? You sober, by the way? No.
Oh, right now, yeah.
Oh, that's what I was checking, Dani. I mean, you're slurring a little bit. That's what I wanted to point out.
Non-alcoholic
It is
there.
clear head. Yeah, same. Yeah, I do like it. Is
I'm not sober in my life.
I'm genuinely. I think I'm wearing a clear head T-shirt. I'm not even
you?
joking. It was the Love and Hope thing talk club. It's got clear head on the back because it's sponsored by the.
Yeah.
I think doesn't a portion of every sale of this drink go to the mental health thing?
Yeah, like Men's Mental Health Club or Men's Mind Andy's Talk Club.
I'm helping.
Yeah, that's so good.
By drinking, okay?
But no, not sober in life, but always sober at comedy. I don't drink at comedy.
That's smart. Did you ever have an occasion where you drank too much and went on stage? Or did you just make that decision early on?
I made the decision straight away because I was just like, if I'm going to be able to do this, I don't ever want to rely on anything, and also I'll be driving or whatever. But there was one time when we did dumbbells at the Fringe, I had only 2 pints, but I had 2 pints, and then I was like, oh, I feel a bit giddy, and then I was like, oh my god, I gotta go do. Oh my god, I was a bit freaked out. It was literally fine.
I was going to say, how did it go?
Yeah, it was like made no difference.
It was fine.
When I'm drunk, when I'm tipsy, it's just me. I'm a hyper anyway. Do you know what I mean? It's not really any different. I just get a bit more loving. I'll start being like, oh my god, your eyebrows are so nice.
You weren't like gin drunk because you're like, this sucks.
Yeah, no.
Good
But
vibes.
general rule, like, no, I don't. I never have. Also, you want to be sharp. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly, yeah. It dulls the senses, isn't it? My limit is I'll only drink one before, and then I'll drink one on stage potentially, because like 2 is about the maximum, I think, before it starts to alter anything performance-wise. Yeah. Have you ever written drunk?
Have I ever what?
Written drunk?
No, I haven't. Is that good? Does it help?
No. You think you're being more creative sometimes. You think, oh, that's a great idea. Because I think it was, I think Hemingway said like, write drunk, edit sober or something like that, right?
Oh, okay.
So I was like, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
You know? Maybe, I don't know how many glasses of wine he meant.
Yeah.
I polished off a bottle. I was like, this is gold. This is going to be the funniest thing of all time. It's like, great, edit sober.
This is my Apollo set.
Can't wait for the next day. Yeah. And then the next day I was like, right, let's see what I wrote, with a mild hangover. And I was like, oh, this is unusable. Like this is a page full of premises with no punchlines. It was pretty brutal.
Do you know, we did something similar. So when we were doing dumbbells, and again, like we were so cute. It was literally like a little free show, but we took it quite seriously, and we did promo and content like leading up to it. And one of the things which was really fun was we got people. We put like some on our stories and was like, we're going to have a sleepover on Saturday night. Send us questions that you want to know about the 3 of us or whatever. And we got some really good ones. We had things like, if you were a Barbie or an action figure, what accessory would you come with? Or like all these sort of questions. But we got so excited about having a sleepover, and we ordered a pizza and loads of Prosecco, and we just got bollocksed. And then we didn't really, and we were so excited. Yeah. And then we filmed it, and it was disgusting.
Never going out. Yeah. No, you were like, unusable.
Literally watched it back the next day, and I'm like, I was a Barbie. I'd just have a dildo because that's feminist. Actually, and I don't even. And it was shrill, and it was slur, and the 3 of us, and at some point, one of us was just looking around, like, burping, like it was just so bad. So yeah, not a big drinker.
Go to a clip, Jose. We've got the footage. We dug it up.
I remember feeling really bad because I was like, my God, our like 300 followers sent us these questions and we've not even answered them.
You should have that as like a sort of bonus content if you release like a special or something.
Oh my God, yeah.
Bonus content, like Patreon levels. Like you can see me shit-faced back in 2022 or whatever it was.
Back in the day. God, that feels like so long ago.
Yeah.
We were sweet baby angels back then.
What do you remember what the first joke you ever wrote was? Like physically wrote it down or like I'm going to say this on stage?
Yeah, and I still use it.
Oh wow. The turnover of material.
As I started saying that, I was like, shouldn't admit it.
I've got jokes that were in my first set for sure.
It's in a different format, but I think I got quite caught up when I first started doing, because I'm an over planner, I'm a logistics girl, right? So even before I did it, I went out for like a month to every open mic night in Bristol to like suss it out, which was great because I just watched all these terrible like white men and was just like, I can do this. Here we are, now it's my job. But like where was I going with that? What was
these jokes, this writing, you were over planning.
So I got a bit stuck around the idea of being like, I need a thing, because I didn't know that I was interesting in my own way yet. I didn't know what, it took me a long time to realise you just got to be yourself, just exaggerated. So I thought I needed a thing. So I was like, well, very working class, and I don't really look it and sound it anymore. So people find that unexpected and whatever. So I'll go on that. So I think the first thing I came up with was to say, hi, my name's Dani, I'm a recovering chav.
Gotcha.
Which isn't really a joke.
But I've seen it work.
But in itself, it is.
Yeah.
And that was my opener for ages, and then I left it for ages. And then I've started kind of reusing it recently, but I've actually turned it into a bit.
Yeah, because you talk about like using the word chav and stuff, like what do you call it? When
reclaiming the word,
it,
like, what it means, and like bits around it and stuff. So it's still, I just like the phrase. Like, I just kind of think it works.
The seeds of those ideas when you first start out as well. Sometimes you go back to them and you're like, oh, there's a whole wealth of stuff I never even tackled when I did that.
Yeah.
So that's
I think it was like a bit of an armour. Like, I like saying it straight away to be like, I'm cool. Like, do you know what I mean? Or like, you can't fuck with me. I think it's a little bit of like, because I'm like 5'1", I'm blonde. Like, I think sometimes people think of me and they're like, here we go. And I'm like, nah, fuck with me, bro. Find out what happens. Like, fuck about and find out.
When you first said that joke on stage, did it get the reaction you were expecting?
I can't remember. My first gig was a blur.
Was it?
I just felt sick. Like, I literally for like 24 hours before had like nervous diarrhea and like sweaty hands. Like, it was terrible.
Have you been on those drinks from the nightclub you were talking about?
Oh yeah, then I regurgitate. Oh god, mate, straight through you. But it was a Funny Women workshop that Louise Lee used to run, and it was February 2019, and yeah, I went and I was and I literally remember my hands running and being like, I don't think my hands have ever sweated. What is this? And it was just, and all I remember is that the recovering chav was in there. I only did a 5, and I think I don't even remember if it went anywhere, but something about wishing I had a yellow car so that I could enjoy watching children punch each other. Because you know that thing like yellow car, yeah. That's all I remember.
We played that on the way down from Middlesbrough. Actually, it was quite dangerous when you're driving.
Yeah, is that why you got one on?
Yeah, I got bruises all down this side.
Do you remember anything from your first set?
Yeah, I think the opening. I was talking to Jose about this as well. My first set, I didn't plan anything. I hadn't written any jokes because I didn't know I was going to be performing stand-up that night. So I was, my origin story. It's on a couple of pods, I reckon, but I was a musician before I was a comic. I was the regular musician at the end of a comedy night in Swansea, and my friends just came one night, and I'd wanted to try comedy, and my friends that I was working with at the cinema were like, oh, you should give it a go. You should, try, you should be funny and do comedy. And then my friend came from the cinema with a, works party, and it wasn't sold out that day, and the promoter saw like 12 people come to the door. We're like, is Ignacio on tonight? He was like, yeah, he's at the end playing music. And they were like, oh, is he doing comedy? And he was like, no, he'd already told me I wasn't allowed to do stand-up when I'd asked him previously. And they were like, oh, okay, we'll leave it. And he saw like money just like disappearing in the distance. He was like, no, come back. Yeah, he's doing comedy. And I just got a tap on my shoulder just before stage time. After the headliner, who I'm pretty sure was Russell Kane. Because I went on after the music, after the comedy, I was doing music. And I had to go and follow Russell Kane. And he said, oh, do some jokes before you do some songs.
Oh my God.
And I was like, what? So I put the guitar that I hadn't written anything, just riffed about work.
And do you get laughs?
I did, well, that was the surprising thing. So the table of friends who I worked with at the cinema were laughing, but then I looked around, like other people were laughing as well. And I was like, holy shit!
Yeah.
I thought these were like in jokes, but apparently you can make it funny for other people as well. So, but the first set I wrote, I do the one of the first jokes I ever wrote, the polished version of it that I've done. It was my opening joke for the longest time. Was some of you might recognize me as the barman you slept with in Magaluf last summer. Always killed, like always. Just it was the best intro, and I did that for like
stings for some reason.
But it's great to see you again, Dani. Honestly, no, I honestly, that always like did so
That's
well.
great.
And it's a good setup to be like, all right, he's puncturing the kind of like Spanish thing or whatever, and also it's relatable British people, and you know, it's
too relatable.
too relatable. So I did that for so long, and I the only reason I stopped doing it was because I was like, I don't want to carry on doing this whole kind of like. When I started, it was very much like Latin Lothario thing.
Yeah, sleazy Spanish. You're better than that.
And the same thing of like watching. I'd see, because I was doing music at the end of so many comedy nights. I'd watch, like you said, like a conveyor belt of just like male comics all going on stage, being like, I'm shit with women. So I was like, you know what, I'm going to do the opposite of that. And I went up just talking about how great I was with women, and just being kind of like, you know, I'm sick of these same jokes. So like, I'm not doing the self-deprecating thing.
Yeah.
I'm going to go on and be super high status from my first ever gig, and like I maintained that, and it worked because it was different, you know.
Yeah.
But over time, you mellow, you soften, you go, oh, actually, I can write jokes about whatever I want to, you know?
Yeah, it's interesting. That's what I love about your act, is it's so high status, and yet you're so, I don't know if it's charming or you're just so direct, but it's so funny, whereas like 99% of male comedians could go for that high status, and I'd be sat there like...
Yeah. I think...
We'd be like, ew, but you just got the pinch of the little pinch of whatever magic.
The subtlety for me, what I consider is like every time I'm taking the piss out of something, and like I consider it like the same way I would if I was joking with my friends. So like when I'm talking about British culture, whatever, the way I see it is like we're all involved in on the joke. Whereas I think sometimes there is an innate cruelty to comedy and coming on stage and being like, everything shit, you know, your town shit. Whereas where I do it, everyone's kind of like, this cheeky son of a bitch. Like,
yeah,
oh, you know, how's
it's
he?
cheeky.
Yeah.
It's cheeky, yeah.
Do you remember the first joke you came up with that did not work whatsoever?
Not specifically. I'm sure there's been plenty, but I'm quite bad. If something like gets a bad reaction one time, I'll be like, I never say that again.
Oh, really?
I know that's not the like correct way to do it, but I don't know. I think I've either dropped stuff quickly or I've always been really good. I don't think
always smashed. There's never been a joke that hasn't worked.
I don't think, and I'm genuinely not saying I'm obviously not the best person ever. Like no way would I say that. But I haven't had
a death.
Big death. Like I've had gigs that have been. Oh God, ruined it for myself now, haven't I? I've had gigs.
Are you
that
gigging
have
tonight? Because you're gonna have the worst death
I've
you've ever had. You booked it off especially because I'm gonna say I never die, and then
cursed.
I've
had like loads of bad gigs, but they've been badly set. Like there's been 3 people have turned up.
Sure.
Or they've been very drunk and the only people in are a 20 group of stags, like whatever. I had a gig once. It was outside Bristol actually. Group of young lads on the front row being absolute nightmares for the MC and the opener. I was middling, got on stage, and they all just went, "Boo! A woman! Get her off! Get her off! Fuck off!" Like literally just, and I was just like. I just ripped them a new one. Yeah. Obviously, like for them all, and like did my set, but they just kept kept going at it, and I just kept like going back and forth with them. And anyway, it was fine. I did actually handle it pretty well, I think. So I've had hard gigs, but I've never had a major feeling of like, oh God, everything I've just said just ate shit. I've ate shit because of the gig as a whole.
Yeah. Well, that's quite a healthy way of looking at it, I think. Because I think I see some comics sometimes who look shell-shocked after a set, and they're like, "Oh, it was a disaster." I'm like, what are you talking? It was fine. Like, this gig isn't what it should be. Like, it was okay. Like, it's not. It's not the end of the world. I do
find it hard trying new material because you are used to that laugh rate. So then when you are figuring out, it's harder. I've been working on a bit. I've kind of dropped it off a bit now. I don't know if I like it anymore. But about beef paste.
Beef paste?
Yeah, have you ever seen a jar of Prince's beef paste?
No.
It's disgusting.
Don't princes make marshmallows?
I don't know. Princes do like tuna, canned beef.
Oh, right.
Like,
okay,
weird.
yeah, sure, yeah.
Yeah, so I've been doing a bit, again, I kind of not done it really because I've just been busy, and it's hard to find the time to go out and do new material when you've got a lot of actual proper gigs in.
Sure. Does it rely on everyone in the audience knowing what beef paste is?
Kind of,
Because
yeah.
beef paste,
I think that's why. Yeah.
it kind of sounds like a euphemism.
Well, this is where it goes, right? So the story is, and I think I've not worked hard enough on figuring it out yet.
Okay,
but I think I still could. Basically, when I was 18, I went to Spain with my friends, first international holiday.
Yeah.
And my mum, bless her little working class heart, was like, I've put a few things in your bag for you that you like, just save you a bit of money, things you might need or whatever. And like, you know, I don't know, what it might have been condoms or something, I don't know. But no, there was a pot noodle and a jar of beef paste. I have never had that in my life. I don't know why she put it in there. I mean, she thought, like, in case I couldn't find any food in Spain,
sure,
like, as if there was no food, at least I could eat this baby food. Like, it was insane. And like, yeah, my friends were just taking the piss, and then I made up this went on about this thing of being like, you know, beef paste sounds like, you know, something else in it, and made a joke about it would be a terrible name for a brand of lube, and you know, all my friends just call me Cow Pat now, and like all this something to it. But I think I did it quite a few times, and it was just a bit hit and miss, and I don't know if I didn't work on it enough to get it to the right shape, or I don't know if it was just so daft that people were just a bit like, what?
I think,
sorry?
yeah, sure. As in, like, she's clearly made this up. Like, there's no such thing as beef paste.
Or still thinking, like, what is beef paste?
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
sure.
So it didn't quite.
Maybe if you like frame, I used to do a bit about, speaking of, you said you're going to Norway on this tour. I did, my friend opened up a comedy club in Norway years ago, and I went along and did a weekend there. But I went early so I could like do all my research in terms of what do they know as references and stuff. Fortunately, they watch a lot of British television.
Okay.
But there's so many things that they still have no idea. They don't understand what a British roast dinner is, you know? So I had to explain, like they have variations and stuff, but I had to explain, like, no, listen guys, I had to explain what a Yorkshire pudding was to these people.
Oh, so sad.
You know what I mean? So, but I knew that, so I went up on stage, and just the act of explaining to them, one, it bulks the material out big time.
Yeah.
But secondly, I found out, like, I'm getting laughs from explaining how you make a Yorkshire pudding and what that is, you know?
And that is not a pudding, it is not a dessert.
It can be. You could put Nutella in one. You could. It's basically just pancake batter, isn't it?
No.
Whatever you-
Turn this off, I'm fucking done, mate. You cannot.
The only brown thing is gravy on there. You can do anything you want with it. You know, break the mold, have a, you know, experiment, go wild.
Oh my God, I'm offended.
Try ice cream and a Yorkshire pudding. Change your life.
Get out.
Yeah.
Have you done that?
Yeah.
Why?
If you make a tray of Yorkshire puddings, right, and I will say, like, the ideal Yorkshire pudding is a bowl-sized one, and you have the sundae in it. But, you know, in lieu of that, if you make a ton of Yorkshire puddings and they don't all get eaten, post-dinner, whatever, it's just batter. It's just, you know.
But I would just eat it as it is.
Just
The best thing is if you've
without
got a tray of gravy and then you can scrape it around.
I don't think you appreciate how much gravy I have on my roast dinner. It's essentially Sunday dinner soup.
Yeah, okay, I love that because I'm the same. And you know, when I did work at the pub, we had this lady come in. Her and her husband came in every week. They were lovely, and she was like gravy lady because I would literally have to swim her. They had kind of just like a family pub. Some of the plates were mismatched, and there was one couple that had like a really big rim. And I remember I'd be like, oh, I better get, you know, Sandra's big rim plate out or whatever. Because you could get the most gravy on it, and then she'd always have a boat to herself as well. And I used to just think, what a legend.
What a legend, yeah,
cool
for sure.
Chick.
Yeah.
So I respect that.
Yeah.
When I see people like cracking into a dry looking roast, I'm just like, you could solve your problem so easily. Why?
But yeah, I'm telling you, if you ever, it's rare that I'll ever have leftover Yorkshire puddings, but if I do, you could just eat it later with like as a dessert.
I suppose you could. I mean, you could do anything.
You look furious.
I'm just bemused, honestly.
You're like, no, beef paste, I got no problem with whatsoever, right? But Yorkshire pudding is dessert.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose what else is batter? It's just the same as it's not too different to a pancake, I suppose.
It's the same thing. It's the same ingredients, you know. What was I going to say? Well, beef paste as well. It does sound like, you know, British pate. It's like that, you know what I mean? Because pate is just paste.
That was part of the thing, actually. I said something about, you know, it's beef paste, not pate, where the E has a little party hat. It's paste. Yeah. Like what you stick
there's no party with this. Yeah. I mean, you said you haven't had any kind of disastrous gigs yourself, but have you?
Well, plenty of bad gigs.
You've had disaster gigs, but not in terms of like, oh, my
I've never had a silent set to me.
But what's the biggest mistake you've made on stage? Because you MC quite a fair bit as well, and it can be easy to sometimes, because it's a lot more conversational as an MC, to sometimes slip into something wrong, or had any kind of situation where you made big mistakes on stage?
It was probably a mistake letting that lady take the mic off me.
That sounds like a mistake. So the worst one was also a big mistake.
What would I have done? I don't know, because I couldn't have, I'm probably just been running around in a circle like please don't chase me. That was probably a bad one. Yeah, I don't know, it's a good question. I say I've had like near misses. Yeah. I had a very sweet old lady once, and she was out with her grown-up kids, and I mean they were like in their 60s, like she was like 80, they were like 60. And they were in the front row, and I was like, oh, lovely to meet you, my love. Like, what's your name? And I don't know, she was like Betty or whatever. And I was like, Betty, who are you out with tonight? And she just went on, and she just went, oh, I'm out with, this is David, my son, and Susan, my daughter, and we're all out tonight because my husband died. And we, do you know what? She went, it was about time that we all came out as a family, because it's been really hard. And then she went on and on and on, and she was like, well, she went, you probably, and it was like she just forgot everybody else was in the room.
Yeah, this happens.
And she was like, you know what, starred, and but you know what, I feel so happy because they've taken me out tonight, and we get to do all this. And the room was just, and the little comments at the back were like this, but I wasn't going to interrupt her because it didn't feel like the right thing to do. So I let her carry on for a bit, and then I was just like, well, that's really sweet. And I was like, what's your husband's name? And she went, Brian. And I was like, Brian? I was like, that's my Gramps' name. And she went, really? I said, yeah, he's dead as well. And she laughed, and then everybody else laughed, and I was like, oh, anyway.
Yeah. Alleviates the tension, doesn't it? Yeah.
I was sat there thinking, I stood there thinking, where do I go with this? Because it was more everybody else looking uncomfortable.
Sure.
Anyway, it was fine.
I did a gig once in, I think it was in Dorset somewhere, and like a very small theatre, the arch wing of a theatre or something. And midway through my set, because I hadn't been there for the whole gig, I was doubling. So I arrived at closing, I hadn't seen the first section. And then I asked some question. It was about, it came up some material about a dead cat, right? And I was chatting to somebody about her cat, and she said, oh, my cat's dead. And that had clearly already been spoken about. Yeah. And I was like, oh, for goodness sakes. I was like...
Yeah, I've had a dead dog mentioned as well.
And I didn't realize, like, everyone already knew this had already come up. So, like, I've arrived late to the gig, and I've brought about, oh, really, you got a cat, have you? And, like, everyone was kind of, like, sort of nervous laughter. And she was, yeah. And then I was like, all right, dead. I was like, oh, thanks for, this, whatever. And I carried on going. I said, anyone else got any dead pets they want to talk about? And some guy at the back, like, cheered. They said, oh, you were there. And it had, again, already been mentioned as well. And he'd had lost his dog recently. Yeah. And I was like, oh, cool, man. I said, lost your dog. I said, great. Any other crap news you want to tell us about? And I couldn't see him. And he was like, yeah, I'm in a wheelchair. I was like, what are you in the wheelchair for? Is it terminal cancer?
Oh, eh.
But the whole audience, like, went deathly silent when I said terminal, and he went, yeah, stage whatever cancer, stage 4 cancer. And I was like, and I let it hang for as long as humanly possible, and then I went, is this a conspiracy to fuck up my gig tonight? I was like, are you a plant? Are you fucking serious? I said,
Who paid you?
We were like, I'm dying, so I'm going to go out and make sure somebody else dies tonight on stage, right? And he started pissing himself. But if he hadn't gone for it, the whole room would have been against me. Yeah. But he thought it was the funniest thing ever, and everyone like joined in on the laughter, and I was like, with tension relieved. Yeah. But you just got to hold the line.
That's kind of what she was like. When I said, oh, my Brian's dead too, she laughed. Everyone joined. Yeah. So you're like, you take that moment where you go.
What's the biggest mistake you've made off stage? Some people say doing comedy is a big mistake in the first place.
Very boring, but like I do a little bit of closing now, which is nice. Not loads, but like a couple of times I'd be like, oh, I'm on last. You know what? This is nice. I'm going to take my time. I'm going to get there in the middle. I'm going to get there in the middle, whatever. And I'm like, that's a mistake. You should always be there for the beginning and watch, because exactly what you just said. People repeat the same things. You need all that context. Yeah. So. Yeah, that's one thing I've learned a couple of times, because then I've said something and someone's like, we've already done this, and I've been like, oh shit, and then also been like, actually, do you know what, even though you are closing the headliner or whatever, I'm like, I don't know, I feel a bit of a duty. You should be there still. If you can, if you're not doubling, obviously Dublin's different.
I always double, by the way. Anyone looking to book me, I'm always doubling.
So now if I'm closing, I'll try and always be there.
But again, it's a simple thing. Like, just ask the MC what's been spoken about already. Do you know what I mean? Ask them, is there anything I need to know? Who have you spoken to before the last section starts or whatever? Because it's rare. The reason I got into comedy is because I love stand-up, you know, and I watch comedy all the time. So if possible, if I'm opening and I'm not, rushing off to another gig, I'll stay and watch the whole show.
Yeah.
If I'm closing, I'll try and get there early and watch all of the acts. There's a reason I got into this.
Yeah.
But also it does help you out if there's a situation where, that person's just lost their, partner or whatever. Okay, don't be bringing up that, what was the empty seat next to you for there? Because I've seen that done a few times.
Oh, no.
Yeah, what's up with this empty seat? Oh, well, that was my husband's seat and he passed away. It's like, okay, awesome. Yeah, great. Good chat.
I've had it a lot as well. Like when I've asked people, I've been like, "Oh, nice to meet you. Who are you out with tonight?" And then they go, "Oh, I'm on my own." And then you feel everyone go awkward. And I always just say something like, "Solo player, legend," and like laugh. But you can see as well, people get tense, and it's like people go out on their own. I go out on my own. I'm on my own all the time because of comedy. Like that's just the lifestyle. You have to go out and be in weird places and weird hotels and eat on your own before a gig.
The amount of films I've been to see by myself because I'm in some town and I'm gigging somewhere else the next day and I'm like, I'll just go to cinema in the day. Yeah.
So once I was gigging in Leicester for the weekend and again I was just bored, so I went to the shopping centre and just walked around, and then this asshole rear-ended my car coming out the car park and just scraped my bumper. Had this beef with him, and he was trying to blame it on me. Beef paste. He was like, "You rolled back." I was like, "I drive an automatic, mate." It was in drive.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? I saw what happened. He was impatient. He was creeping, and then he tried to go around me and he scraped. Anyway, that was that. And then some lady got out of the car and was like, no, I saw what you did, mate. That's on you. And kind of backed me up and whatever. And then I went to the cinema. Went to a different cinema around the corner after that was sorted out and watched Mean Girls, and sat down, and the lady behind me tapped me and she went, "Are you all right?" And I went, yeah, you're all right. She went, "Yeah, I just seen you in the car park, your car got hit, didn't it?" And I was like, "Oh no." Luckily she then wasn't at the gig.
I was
just like,
I thought you were going to say, genuinely I thought this is where I thought the story was going, right? So this guy just rear-ended you, big kind of like commotion, all of this shit's going on. If I was writing this in a sitcom, this is what I thought was going to happen, right? And you're like, "Oh yeah, fine," you're a bit shaken, be like, "All right, go to the cinema, like drive me apart." You go in, you're like, "Oh, it's tickets."
He's in the front
and
row.
you go in, and you're like, you're trying to find your seat, and you look up, and he's there next to you. You're like, "Oh god damn it!"
Oh, that would have been good. Yeah.
I'd have knocked his popcorn over. You backed it up into me, mate.
I would have kicked his popcorn right out of his hand.
Do you remember any of the comedians you saw live before you were doing stand-up yourself? Who did you go see?
So when I was young, when I was like a teenager, I was like a big Russell Howard fan. Okay. That was my thing. I still like him. I don't really see him as much now, but I've always loved Sarah Millican. I've always loved Catherine Ryan. Still love them, so I've seen them a lot. I remember going to see, I always get them the wrong way round, Stuart Lee and Stuart Francis. Which one's the Canadian one-liner?
Stuart Francis,
Went to see Stuart Francis.
One-liner comic, amazing.
Who else? Yeah, like quite a few people over the years.
Have you met Stuart, by the way, Francis?
Yeah.
He's super nice, like one of the nicest people you could meet. First time I ever gigged with him, he wasn't in like the green room or anything. He wasn't there in the show and all this kind of stuff. And he was just like in a separate room by himself. He didn't want like, I thought, that's a bit strange, but whatever. And then I came out and he was like, "Oh, I heard it went really well. I could hear the laughter and everything." I was like, "All right." And I was like, "How come you didn't like watch the show? Don't you watch to see like if anything's mentioned?" He said, "No." He said, "I don't watch any comedians before I go on because just in case I accidentally hear a joke and then I write it as a one-liner or something." He was like, "I don't ever want to kind of take from anyone else." Oh, okay. And I was like, "Oh, right." He was just so committed to not nicking material, Because if you imagine the turnover of a one-liner comedian, like how many jokes he has to write. Yeah. And then nobody can ever accuse him.
I bet he is not still using his first joke.
I don't know. You'd be surprised. Yeah. I mean, he turns over a lot, but I reckon he throws it in every now and again. I saw him trying out new material once, and that was really exciting and fun. But a lot of it revolved around. I don't know if it was just for specifically this night, but a lot of jokes were based around hockey.
Oh, right.
Ice hockey, because he's Canadian, he loves ice hockey.
Yeah.
And the crowd did not get a good third of the show.
Yeah. So there was somebody I see. I'm not going to tell you who it was.
Okay.
There was somebody that I seen, and this was. I think I had just started doing comedy.
I want to see if I can guess based on the story. Go on, give it a shot. Is it a current act?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, quite well known. Like you know this person. And they were doing tour support for another comedian at a big venue in Bristol, and I think I had just started doing comedy because I think I was a little bit like, oh, I might learn from this, you know, this is the first time I've seen a big comedian when I started dabbling, you know what I mean? And I'm sure their set was fine, but they didn't think we were enjoying it, and their set was just dotted with, oh wow, okay, you don't like this, do you? Oh, okay, wow, you're not my kind of crowd. Oh, wow, wow, okay, look, guys, I know you're all here for so-and-so after, but, like, come on. And they basically, I thought, I was sat there thinking, you're telling me off. And, they got to the point where the whole room was silent. And, like, I've done tour support I've done it for you. I've done tour support for a few people, and it is weird, because, you know, you are the warm-up, aren't you? Like, you're not there, nobody wanted to see you. Half the time they don't even know you're going to be there.
Exactly, yeah.
Whatever, it is weird. But they just ruined the whole thing, because it was like their first joke didn't get a lot, it got a bit, and then the next bit got a bit, obviously not as much as they expected, wanted, was used to, and then they just sabotaged. I remember thinking, if I ever do have a bad gig, I'm never going to let the audience know I know it's bad.
Yeah.
So even if there have been weird gigs, I've still been like, this is great, isn't it? Oh my God.
I talk about this as well. It's something I learned pretty early to do, which is like dying with dignity.
Yes.
And you just keep smiling, acting like, yeah, that joke was supposed to not get a laugh there. That's fine. Carry on doing what you do.
Do you want to guess who that was? I'm giving you no context. So why?
No, I know. If you didn't even tell me who they were supporting.
Do you want me to tell you who they were supporting?
Yeah, go on.
It was... yeah.
Oh, so I mean, if they'd gone to see a one-liner comic... Are they British comic? This person who's opening for him?
No.
Oh, right.
Don't reveal this in the thing, mind.
No, we bleep out any names. Don't worry. They weren't a British comic.
They live in Britain, but not...
Okay. It wasn't... a Canadian comic?
No.
Was there by any chance, was it?
No. Do you want a clue?
Yeah, go on.
It was a woman.
It was a woman. Oh. Not British, lives in the UK. Irish?
No. Think Europe.
Think Europe.
Think Daddy's a billionaire Russian diplomat or something.
Oh, well, that says it all then, doesn't it? That doesn't surprise me whatsoever.
But, honestly, like, she was just getting so pissy. Like, she was just like, wow, because she's like, wow, you really don't like this. Okay, do you guys not like women? Like, what's going? Like, it got so bad.
I think a lot of comics make the mistake of like writing off a gig before it even starts as well.
Yeah.
You can go up with the wrong attitude and be like, oh God, this is a disaster. They hate me.
Yeah.
This isn't set up right. You know. But if you smile and come off stage.
Yeah, I think there's so much to be said for just putting on a game face and just being like, this will be fine.
Yeah.
And even like, you know, the times I've gone to gigs, I've gone to gigs and other comedians have been like, this is going to be terrible. Oh my God. And then they've had a shit time and I've been like, it'll be fine. They're like, no, they're rowdy, there's stags in. I'm like, it'll be fine. Yeah. They've had a bad time. I've been fine because I'm like, whatever. I think your mindset. But I had a gig recently and I got there and I got offered it and I didn't take it because it wasn't very good money and I'm trying to be more like, no, I can't. I'm at, humbly, but politely, I'm at this level now. I don't really want to do anything under that, but I had the night free and it wasn't very far away, so I was like, oh, you know, well. And I hadn't gigged for them before, so I was like, well, just why not? Might be a useful connection. Maybe they have other gigs that are nicer. I don't know. Got there, and then the MC was just like, you're gonna hate this. And I was like, what do you mean? He was like, I fucking hate this gig. I'm the resident MC.
I'm the resident MC.
Yeah, I'm the resident. He went, this is the worst gig in the country. And I was like, why? And he was like, it's just dreadful.
Where was this gig?
Gloucester.
Who was the MC? We'll bleep it out, or you don't have to say it.
Name.
Is he based around there or something? The resident MC?
Yeah, so back in. And he was like, I've been trying to shift this gig, but I just do it for them because I live so near.
I've been trying to shift it. He's trying to give the job to someone else.
Nobody wants it, and I just keep doing it for the company because I live around here, and what happens is it's a bit inaccessible, so, you know, bit of wind and the bridge is shut, and nobody can get air. And he said, but it's just dreadful, and I hate it.
If you want to give the gig away, maybe stop telling actors the worst gig in the country.
He was like, they get their curry and then because there was food there, he was like, they get their curry and then they're just full and they just sit down all full and tired. I was like, great. And then it was Roger Monkhouse was on with me.
Right.
And then he came in and told him the whole same story again. And me and Roger were just looking at each other like, what?
Well, aside from those disastrous gigs you told me about, where apparently the worst gig in the country, etc., what's been your favorite gig you've ever seen? It doesn't even have to be comedy, music, anything.
Ooh.
Balloon festival.
Don't hurt me. That's such a good question. I saw Catherine Ryan's last tour last year. I loved that. I love her.
Well, that's not the Glitter. It was the one after that, wasn't it?
I can't remember what it's called.
Was Glitter Room the one before? Is that what it's called?
Yeah, that's one of her old ones. But anyway, I saw that last year. That was brilliant.
Yeah.
I quite like. I'm a bit of a musical theatre geek, so I like some. So I've seen. I saw Avenue Q a couple of years ago. That was very good. Did you know Avenue Q?
Yeah, puppet thing.
Yeah. That's two things where I'm like, I could have seen those two shows like 3 times.
I didn't mean that to sound dismissive, by the way. I was like, you know Avenue Q? Puppet thing.
Yeah, no, it's true, isn't it? But like, most people don't know what it is.
Because I love the Muppets. It's kind of like the very similar kind of like vibe to that.
Yeah, but they're
performing with
sweary and they're drunk and they're shagging.
Great. Oh, you should see the Muppets backstage.
Have you seen the Muppets recent? They've got a new thing on Disney with Sabrina Carpenter.
I don't have a Disney account, but I am going to pirate it.
There's just like, I don't know why, there's just the Muppet Show in its original form came back and Sabrina Carpenter was like the guest star. It was actually really good. And I loved it.
That's cool. Avenue Q is a good one, I think, and nobody's mentioned that one yet, which is great. And Kat Ryan's obviously fantastic. Have you met Kat, by the way?
No.
Okay.
I think she's like the one person I would meet and just be like, I don't know if I could be cool.
She's a wicked person. I haven't met her in comedy context. I was having a drink with somebody else who mutual friends with, and they're mutual friends with her, and she was passing through, and she just like came over to say hi to them and stuff. And she was really nice and
Yeah, she's doing a gig somewhere. I won't say where just in case, but somebody I know's booked her for a big gig that's coming up, and they were like, you can just come and for like, don't buy a ticket, just come and you can just sit with us backstage if you want, because they know I love her. And I was just like,
I can't.
don't know if I should, like, because although you're not on the bill, it feels a bit creepy to be like, hi, I'm a comedian as well. But
no,
I don't know.
Go for it.
I think I will.
What have you got to lose?
Yeah.
You know, I've
a restraining order.
Yeah.
Or game.
That would be a cracking story. Yeah. I've got.
Yeah.
Do you know I've got a restraining order from Kat Ryan?
Oh my God, how iconic.
Well, look, I mean, every time I see you, you do fantastically well. You smashed it. That's why I've had you opening for me on tour and stuff. I really appreciate it. And you've done the gigs I've put on in the past as well. But what's the thing? It doesn't even again have to be stand up. What's the thing you're most proud of that you've kind of accomplished? Is there anything, including this star chart now?
Oh my God, my star chart.
Do you have if you think cosmically, career-wise, or everything through your whole, what gets the most stars on it? What have you done? Do you think you're like, yes, I accomplished that, I did it?
I don't know if I could give it a one thing. I think just collectively doing comedy and still doing it and putting in the amount of effort that, again, I'm not saying I'm the hardest working person ever, but the amount of effort, the amount of miles, like the amount of, I'm a woman on my own, I'll drive 4 hours and turn up to a gig full of men that I don't know and I'll try and make a room full of strangers laugh. Like, I'm very proud that I've kept that up. Because at some points, it's hard. It would be easy to just go, there's easier jobs to have.
It is an endurance test. Like comedy, it's a marathon, it's an endurance test, and you're smashing it. Long may you continue.
Thanks, mate.
Beautiful thing about stand-up, there's no finish line, Yeah,
until you get cancelled.
Until we put out that clip I told Josie to cut out.
That was a collective you, not a you.
Yeah. Until you get cancelling that, you're like, oh, God damn it. I got a message on Instagram a couple of days ago, which was like, it was an anonymous account, and it said, just because you're big time now, don't think your big secret's not going to come out. TikTok. And I was like, yeah, I'm on TikTok. How did you know? I was like, what are you talking about?
People just like making up shit, don't they?
Well, yes, people just trying to light the fuse, isn't it? Kind of poke the. Are
you going to do an Andrew Sachs? It turns out you're not even Spanish.
I don't think.
Wait, you're Moroccan.
Nobody genuinely thought he was Spanish, though, did they?
I don't know. They probably
British,
did. British,
Hungarian. Well, I am. I'm more Spanish than anything else because, like, my mom's part Welsh, part Irish, and my family is predominantly Spanish, like on my dad's side as well. But there's, it's a bit of Moroccan in there. Got a half German sister. But yeah,
You're going
I
to do
wouldn't think
a,
that's a...
I don't know if you want to put this in, but you could do a Mark Watson. Turns out he used to be Welsh, didn't he? He used to pretend to be
That's
Welsh.
true, yeah. They asked him about it because he was my teammate on Celebrity Pointless. And they asked him about me, and I was just like, not seething, but I was clearly like not happy. You know, he's like, yeah. So I used to put on a Welsh accent the whole time, stuff like that. And then Alexander Armstrong turned to me, and I thought I was about to like make a joke out of it, and they just like skirted over it. And I'm like, for God's sakes.
You're like, yes, hello, me too. I am British.
Yeah, Omid Jalili used to open with like a Persian accent for a long time, and then break out of it. So we don't know who the next guest is going to be yet. Could be Kath Ryan.
I love how you call her Kath, like just Cash, like Kath.
Isn't that what she goes by though?
I don't know her well enough.
I was introduced to her by somebody who called her Kath, so she's Catherine Ryan though, yeah, for sure. I'll put her full name on it.
Yeah, Queen,
Her Royal
Queen
Majesty
Catherine, yes, thank
Catherine
you.
Ryan, yeah, okay. Do you have a question for our next guest, whoever it might be?
Maybe similar to your other question, but like, what's the worst thing you've said on stage?
Worst thing you've said on stage?
Yeah, it's not your biggest mistake on stage. Like, what's the worst thing? I feel like the worst because it was like so unfunny, or like, responding to a heckle that went out of hand or something.
Sure.
Like, just. And please make sure you ask a straight white man
To be on the podcast?
to answer that question.
Oh, to answer that question,
Because I have loads.
What's the worst thing you've said on stage? I do 20 minutes of it every night. Yeah, okay.
Talk about my mother-in-law.
Great stuff. Thanks for doing this.
Oh,
Appreciate
you're
it.
welcome, dude.
Nice. Do you have anything to plug, by the way?
I was going to say just myself, but that sounds disgusting. Plug myself. No, just me. Follow me on the socials. Come to a gig. Do whatever.
Yeah, we'll post clips, we'll collaborate, etc. And
Nice.
yeah, thank you.
Thanks, dude.
That was Dani Johns. Make sure you follow her on all social media. Catch out any show she is playing near you. We're gearing up at the moment with Comedy Sheep for the Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Going to be putting out lots of stuff in the run-up to that, so keep an eye out. And also, if you're heading up to Edinburgh, drop us a message. Let us know what you're doing. If you're looking for recommendations for shows, we have lots of acts doing stuff up there. Have a great summer.